think I got a message from Gopal Prabhu. He's joining. He had to restart his computer. So he's joining in a minute, Prabhuji. All right. Yeah. See, Gopal Prabhu, you're there now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhu, I thought since today, or I think many of us saw that 25th year Silver Jubilee celebrations of the Glory of India that we are currently reading. So it was just so fascinating and amazing. I think like Maharaj said, and many other devotees said, I think this was really a team effort. And I think I was just thinking, since we completed again a chapter last week, and this is again kind of a team effort that we are doing here, it is really amazing. So I was just able to correlate that, and I thought we could probably do like a team trivia today quickly. It will be, you don't have to do anything on your phone. I thought we could, let me share my screen, we could just do like a team base. I thought we'll just split into 3 different groups depending on our initiated names or legal names. So I have like the groups here, team A to H. So anybody whose legal or initiated names are from A to H. So we'll call that as team Amazing Harinam. Next is team I to P, Incredible Prashadam. And finally, Quantum Zeal for Seva. So this will basically, there are 4 categories. Srila Prabhupada, of course, Founder Acharya, and then Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, Glory of India project, as well as the Delhi temples. So these are just 4 categories. You just, as a team, your team, you just pick which category you want and what question you want. We'll just answer that question and you'll get that point, that many points. If you give a wrong answer, of course, you'll get negative of that point. So yeah, just a fun way again to kind of revise things that we learned, we have read so far in the book, as well as from the celebrations that happened this week for the Silver Jubilee celebrations. And again, like this is and since we completed 5 chapters as a team here, as a group here, that we could do this as a team activity.
Okay, wonderful. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, from Team Amazing Harinam, any category question that you'd like to choose? So all the devotees from A to H, any particular category question?
Where are we choosing the categories from?
These are the 4 categories, Prabhuji, at the top.
I see.
And then you just pick which one, like which question you want, whether you want 100 points, 200 points. These are the points. So maybe Advaita Acharya Prabhu, you can lead us since you're from A. Or you're on mute, Prabhuji.
I'm not sure how to play this game.
No, you just pick like a number, and then there'll be a question that will come up, and then as a team you will answer that question.
So let's say as a category Guru Maharaj.
Okay, and then how many points?
Let's go to the 300 points.
300 points. Okay, so this is the question. So Srila Prabhupada specifically instructed Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj to open temples and print books, as well as to expand what?
Open temples, print books, as well as.
And this is group. So yeah, all the devotees from A to H, you can collectively, along with us.
Answer the question. Okay, let's say.
Yes.
Open the temples.
Does it expand book distribution?
Yes. Is that Bhavin Prabhu? Haribol, very nice.
Thank you.
Yes, it was book distribution.
And Aditi Mataji also, she said same thing on the chat. So let's give her credit.
Haribol, Haribol. Yes, so now you understand how this is going. So yes, so yeah, team Amazing Harinam gets their 300 points. Now it's the second team, Incredible Prashadam or Incredible Preaching, depending on whatever you love. So this is all the devotees from I to P. Any specific category question that you'd like to pick up?
Prabhuji, I didn't get that one. Anyone can pick anything, or
Yes.
I'm going to select like I think look like IP.
Yeah, yeah, this is any devotees.
Anyone can pick any group, and so that particular group they will give the answer.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yeah, so you
so
can,
but-
Leela Krishna Prabhu, you can pick. since you are-
You're based upon your last name, first name, right? Or your
Yes,
name.
yes.
The
So
Leela Krishna will
INP
come in INP. That's what I'm thinking is.
Yes, so it's by your name, Prabhu. So everyone whose name starts by a letter
First
between A
letter.
and- Yeah.
First letter,
first letter.
L. Okay.
So you are in this team, Prabhuji. Yeah, Leela Krishna
Okay.
Prabhu.
So,
So yeah, you can go ahead, pick one, and then you
so
are picking.
let me pick the Glories of India. 400.
Okay. Yeah, so in this year, ISKCON Delhi conducted their first Rath Yatra festival. So other devotees can also help Leela Krishna Prabhu. I'm sure he knows that also.
In this.
This is a difficult question.
That's
Yeah,
why that's why it's 500 points.
it's a 400
This
points.
is 400
I want
points.
to guess maybe 80 and 1988. I'm guessing, I don't know if 1998 of that temple open, right? That time.
Yeah, temple open in 98.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nitya
so
Tirtha
that
reads-
I'm guessing 1985.
Okay.
Or
I think it's
82,
too
yeah.
close.
Sundari Mataji texted she is 1982. She's also part of I2P group.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, so we'll see. It is pretty close. It was 1981. Very well.
Haribol.
Okay,
Okay.
we will get
I
300
think
points then.
we'll still give, it was very close. 1981,
Okay.
yeah, we'll still give them the points. Okay,
No,
It was difficult actually.
yes. But it was called out in the celebrations also. So that was good. I mean, if anybody saw the video that Amog Leela Prabhu shared for 25th year celebration, a lot of things that we read in the book, actually, he has covered there. So that was very nice. Good job. Haribol. All right. So the next team, from Q to Z. So this is all the devotees whose first names are in this category. U, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Anybody would like to pick? Yeah. Srinivas. Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada. Okay. And which, how many points?
If nobody has any suggestions, I'll go with 500 points.
500. Haribol. This is first point. All right. So this is, I think this will be like team effort. So if you could list 4 to 5 achievements of Srila Prabhupada in Western countries. Maybe you can say one, Srinivas Prabhu, and then your team can say a few others.
He expanded the Chaitanya's movement in the Western country to the English-speaking people,
Very nice. Yes.
and others from R to S. Please add.
Yeah. Very nice. Anybody else from that team would like to help Srinivas Prabhu?
Making Brahmana.
Haribol. Yes.
He built many temples in America.
Does anybody know the exact number?
108.
108. Haribol. That we chant every day. Very good. Yes. One more. I think we have three or four so far.
He is the founder of Bhaktivedanta Book Trust.
Yeah, yes. That also started there. Anything else?
I think many Goshala, and I'm just helping there. Goshala and Gurukuls also open.
Yeah,
Yes.
cow protection schemes.
Right.
Yes.
Register ISKCON. Register
Prasad-
ISKCON in the
Prasad-
US.
Prasad distribution,
Yes, yes. All very great.
Rath Yatras.
Yeah. I know.
Rath Yatra, yeah. Rath Yatra also.
Sunday feast.
Yes.
Sunday feast.
Sunday feast. Yeah, over 5,000 disciples. Rath Yatra, as somebody said. Govinda's restaurant started here to distribute Krishna Prasad. Sunday love feast. Set up farm communities, like many people said, for protection. Gurukul system started in the West. Food for Life program started. 108 temples. Yeah, and many more. This is just a
Right.
just, but yeah, very good, very nice. Haribol. So you get 500 points for that. Okay, so now I think all the teams understand understand the format. So now again, back to team A through H, devotees from Amazing Harinam.
Dvaitacharya Prabhu, should we go for 500? points?
Yes,
Yes.
good Guru Maharaj maybe.
Go
Guru Maharaj
500.
500. Okay. So Gopal, this is Gopal Vishnu Khanna as when Maharaj was born. He was born into a world that saw both the height of material conflict in World War II and the dawn of what is arguably the most important spiritual periodical ever published, that is Back to Godhead, on this day. Does anybody know which day Guru Maharaj appeared in this world?
August 14.
August 14, 44.
1944.
1944.
There you go. Very nice. Yes, that's absolutely.
That was easy for 500.
Yeah.
Sometimes that may be tricky. Yeah. So sometimes we
That was too
may be
easy.
hesitant, but that's what Mara says, right? Not any service is difficult, right? Sometimes you have to just attempt the service, and you can get high returns. Yeah. Very
Someone
nice.
said-
Madan Prabhu is partial to our group.
Okay, next is Team Incredible Prashadam again. I through P.
Okay, let's go for 500. Why you had to lose the point?
Yes.
Yeah, the glories of India.
Glories of India 500. Okay, there you go. So in the last 25 years, ISKCON Delhi has distributed how many? I can give you crores. It is in crores. How many crores? Bhagavad Gita and other spiritual books.
25 crore.
Not sure
Glories
if it will reach there, but it is.
In last 25 years.
Yeah.
Prabhu, if they get it wrong, can another team steal?
Yes.
I heard, I think 5 lakhs, I think 500,000 in one particular year in the glories of India when we were reading.
Yes, that's very.
I didn't heard that in 25 years.
Yeah. This was in the video that Amog Leela Prabhu shared last week.
So Prabhuji, Dharmakana, so it was like 1.5 crore.
Jai, very nice. That's absolutely right.
Awesome.
Gaur Prabhu's absolutely.
Gaur Gadadhar Prabhu ki jai ho. That's it.
And Mahasundari Mataji also. She's on roll.
Oh,
She
okay.
got 1 point.
Perfect. Yeah, I saw that 1.5 crores. Okay.
Yes. This was in the video. Nice.
Prabhu, one
Okay.
question. Has anybody in this group visited all the temples in the Delhi and the nearby areas?
Not all,
Yes.
but
Not
very
all of
close.
them.
I
Yeah.
have 12 out of 17, I think.
How many
Most
days
of
did
them.
it take you, Jagannath Priya Prabhu?
There is 17. So I think Guru Maharaj was not last time, but previous time he was saying visit all. So
3 days at least to meet. Then cover.
yeah, no, I think whole week with Delhi traffic. We can
No,
only-
does anyone
No,
has a
three-day cover.
list of all 17 temple name and location and address?
Oh no, we don't know address. At least say location.
No, at least location. Yeah, that would be helpful. If someone has it, please
Yeah.
post it on this WhatsApp group so that at least we can try, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the names were there in the previous chapters. Like I just Googled everything and it actually comes up. But yeah, I think if somebody has that handy, yeah, you can share that. That'll be great.
Prabhu, it may be there in the book, but you know the way with the speed with which Guru Maharaj is working and temples are coming every year, the count in the book needs to be updated.
That's true. Yeah.
We need a new edition every year, right?
Okay, the team Quantum Zeal for Seva. Your turn now. Which category? And by the way, these temples here, since somebody asked about them, maybe this is time to go into this category now. So these are those temples that we're talking about. So in the last week when we saw the temples from outside. Today these are temples darshan, deity darshan from inside. So let's see if anybody can.
Yes, and let's go quickly.
Yes.
People, please respond quickly.
We can just, if no one responds, other people can just go for 500 Delhi temples.
500. Okay. So yeah, this is the deity darshan of one of the Delhi temples. Now
Can you
it's
zoom in
time-
a little bit?
Yes, I think I can zoom in. Yes.
Oh, I know this temple.
The question is, which temple is this?
Yes. Yes.
Anybody from Q to Z?
Yes.
Just a new opening temple. I think
Yeah,
Jamuna.
these are all New Delhi temples.
The other team should not help.
Bahadurgarh, Prabhu?
No, it's not Badughan.
No.
And if it's wrong answer, there's minus point, right? You said
Yes.
you're not giving the minus point.
Advaita Acharya Prabhu is like, yes.
No, no, in spiritual life, there's no minus, only plus.
Yeah.
Nothing can be lost.
Faridabad.
It's Noida. Devi Murti Mataji already.
This is
posted.
Noida temple,
Yeah,
Prabhu.
it looks like
Yes.
No.
It is
This is-
Noida Mataji. It is correct.
This is Noida. Sorry.
What is the temple called?
Shri Shri
Noida,
Radha Govind
it's called
Dev
Noida.
Temple.
But this is not Delhi. This is UP.
Okay, Greater Delhi.
He is becoming more technical
Noida,
now.
not Delhi. They are UP.
This all Guru Maharaj
This
put
one is Loknath Maharaj temple.
Okay.
You say Guru Maharaj temple.
So do we give the points to this team?
Yes.
Jai Mataji. Okay. Hari Bol. Jai. All right. So now you know, like, yeah, there will be similar temple deities darshans here as well. Okay. So back to Team Amazing Harinam.
400. Guru Maharaj.
400 Guru Maharaj. Okay. Yeah. So this is a statement from Guru Maharaj. He said, I got the dash started. What did he start? Thinking back to his first days as a GBC man in India.
Start GBC. He start first cleaning temple.
No.
No, when he went to India and became the GBC, this was the first thing that he started.
The printing?
No.
Yes, it was the book printing. Yes.
Translating and printing. Yeah.
Hari, that's good.
Yeah.
We should give the point to R2S group.
Oh, that was yes. Okay. Nice. It's a collective team effort. Nice. I like this. Okay. Next, the
Srila
team
Prabhupada 400. Let's go.
Prabhupada 400. Okay. In
Oh,
which year did Srila Prabhupada first meet a spiritual master? Srila Bhakti Siddhanta.
1922.
Yes.
This is easy. That's good.
1922. Yes. Okay. Next. Team Q through Z. Zeal for Seva.
GK, Guru Maharaj, 200.
Guru Maharaj 200. Okay. Yeah. Guru Maharaj became a Brahmin disciple of Srila Prabhupada in the Boston Temple in December. Which year?
1969.
1969.
Yes, absolutely
60s.
right. Very well.
Very good.
Okay, next again, Amazing Harinam.
Let's go 400. Srila
400 Srila Prabhupada. Okay. So while residing at Sri Sri Radha Damodar Temple, for how many years Srila Prabhupada was spending his time translating a particular book? What is the name of that book as well? So how many years?
Back to Godhead.
No. Srimad Bhagavatam, 10 years.
Bhagavatam.
2 years.
10 years.
Bhagavatam. I heard Srimad Bhagavatam. That's the right book. But how many years?
2 years.
10 years.
10 years.
10 years. No, a little less than that.
2 years.
6
7
years.
years.
7.
2 years.
I heard 6 years there. Yeah, 6 years.
6 years. Yeah, 59 to 65.
6 years.
Srimad Bhagavatam. Jai.
And to be particular, Mahasundari Mataji got it right. It was first and second canto, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Because the other cantos translated when he came to Western countries. So
Yeah.
Mahasundari Mataji gets extra credit again.
Okay. Okay. Team Amazing Harinam again.
400 Delhi temples.
400 Delhi temples. Okay. So which Delhi temple darshan is this?
Ghaziabad, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Ghaziabad.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
No. This is not person.
No, it's not Ghaziabad. It's,
Take your time.
No.
It is Ghaziabad, Prabhuji.
Yes.
It's Ghaziabad temple. Radha Madan Mohan temple.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, Ghaziabad.
Radha Madan Mohan temple. Jai Ho. Nice.
Wow, so beautiful.
yeah.
So this was the Amazing Harinam, right? Yeah. Okay.
I studied in a college next to the temple. That's why I know these details.
That's nice one.
Devi Murti Mataji knows all. Yeah. Nice.
So no points then. Because we all have to guess. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
got
this is your team now. Incredible Prashadam.
300 Glory of India.
Glory of India. Okay. Yeah. The monumental Astani Bhagavad Gita, as we saw again. It's the largest printed book in the world, weighing almost 2,000 pounds, rising up 10 feet tall. And how many pages?
670.
Wow.
700.
Was that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Bingo. That's absolutely correct. Yes. 770. Yes. This was again there in the video that Amagila Prabhu was talking about, and beautiful gold carving in the front page. And he mentions like the stand itself was like 2,000 kgs.
I was guessing 700, like 700 shloka, maybe 700 pages.
Yeah, I was thinking same way.
Yeah.
That's close. All of you got it right, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got perfect answer.
Perfect, yes. Okay.
300 Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhupada 300. In which years did Srila Prabhupada take initiation and then sannyasa? So both, two different years.
1933 and 1955.
52, yes, absolutely right. That was Srigas Pandrika Prabhu.
54, I think. 54.
I think
59.
59. Okay.
59.
Yes. Initiation was February and 59.
Radhika Mataji and a chat also got it right. She wrote 33 and 59.
Jay, nice. Okay. Amazing.
300.
Delhi,
300.
Delhi Temple 300. Okay.
Delhi temple.
Devi Murti Mataji.
Yeah.
It's
This is
among the
the-
newer temples, Prabhu, that opened up after I moved to US. So I have not been here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think these are this is the new temple.
Just
zoom in a little bit if you can on the detail.
Sure.
Karan Lakshman Hanumanji and
Bahadurgarh, Prabhu?
Yes, I think now I also forgot which one I have to see. I think it is Bahadurgarh, yes. Let me check.
Bahadurgarh doesn't have
No,
Sitaram.
this is Faridabad.
Faridabad.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Shri Radha
Bahadurgarh
Govind temple in ISKCON Faridabad.
Faridabad.
is opened up 3-4 years ago. I think. 4 years, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know which team this was, but let's give it to this team, maybe. Let's see. Okay. All right. We can probably do 3 more, 1 for each team. So you can go back to Amazing Harinam.
200 Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada 200. Okay. What is the name of the magazine that Srila Prabhupada started printing?
Back to Godhead.
Back to Godhead.
1944.
And in which year?
44. 44.
There's a consensus.
That was easy. That's good.
Okay. Okay. All right. Again, incredible Prashadam. So we'll have these just last 2 more questions.
Prabhuji, keep on picking by yourself and then
Okay.
we can do that.
Okay, let's do Glory of India. This should be easy. The DD offered land by ISKCON Delhi on the government map was called Dash because it was a hilly region.
Kailash Mountain. Kailash Mountain.
Greater
Kailash, east of Kailash.
Govardhan.
Yes, Govardhan. Venu Madhuri Mataji.
Yes.
Yes, that is nice.
Madhusundari Mataji also typed in Govardhan.
Yes, it was Govardhan Hill. Yeah, we read this in the book, and again, it was
Yeah.
there in the video as well.
Which is very interesting because Govardhan is actually originally one of the Himalaya mountains, but it's the best of all those mountains. There's in Greater Kailash, where Krishna's temple is, that's Govardhan.
Govardhan is also in the Himalayas? That's what you're saying?
Originally,
Wow.
it came from the Himalaya mountains. Then it was brought to Vrindavan.
Yeah.
But it's the
Oh, yeah, in Agastya Muni. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, last one.
200 Delhi temples. Look at details.
Okay.
Now this is Badurgarh, I think.
Yes. Shri Madan, you can see the name of the deity is there. Shri Radha.
When is so proper? That's a little.
This is Badurgarh, I'm pretty sure.
One altar is empty, huh?
Jagannath beauty there coming.
Yes.
Yes. This is Bahadurgarh, Shri Radha Madan. Gopal.
Gopal,
Yes.
ISKCON Badurgarh.
And this is in Haryana, by the way.
Mhm.
No, it's Rajasthan. It's Rajasthan. It comes after Mathura, you know.
No.
Bahadur.
This is on the other side.
The Haryana is.
Haryana. Yeah.
Yeah, next
Right,
to
let's
the
do the
Gurgaon.
Ram Delhi temple again. So we'll wrap up with this.
Radha Parsa Hibali.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Shri Radha Parthasarthi ki jai.
Shantanagar.
25th year Silver Jubilee celebrations ki jai.
Jai.
Let's
All right,
finish it,
we'll-
Prabhu.
we'll
We only
pause
have
it.
2 more left. Let's finish it.
Oh, let's finish it. Okay.
We only have 2 more, yes.
All right. Glory of India. ISKCON Delhi temple opened in 1998 on this Vaishnava festival.
Ramnavami.
Ramnavami. Yeah.
Yes, we just
Yeah.
said. Awesome. Last one from Guru Maharaj. Parents' names. Okay, this is tough. Who remembers?
Oh, Jagannath Priya Prabhu, remember. He have a passport.
Last name is Khanna.
That's right.
Actually,
Khanna,
I have a copy. Need to look. Jagannath Priya Prabhu.
I think this is
I don't remember like Gopal Hari Prabhu.
Mr. and Mrs. Khanna.
This should be like 500 points question. I think.
question, right? And I think we should know this one. Okay, now let's memorize today.
It's shame on me, actually. I'll be the first one.
You have a passport. Why not looking now?
You want Prabhuji to say his password to everybody? Okay. Anybody?
Indra,
At least mother's name?
It is in the book as well, right? Glory of India book.
It is in the book, yes.
It's in the book, yeah.
Ananda Sarupa, right?
Yes. Yes.
Ananda Swarup, yeah. Ananda
Yes,
Swarup.
that's father's name and mother's name.
Triptana.
I think Prabhu, don't waste time.
It starts with letter S. If I can give that hint.
Shatabhama. Shatabhama. No. Right?
No.
No.
Shatabhama, no?
No.
No, can you just put it on the computer and we can now remember?
Savitri, I already said.
Yes.
Savitri Devi, yeah.
Savitri Devi. Anand Sarupa.
Anand Swarup and Savitri Devi. Okay. Anand Swarup, Savitri Devi.
I think 3 weeks later we'll ask again, and if we
Okay,
don't.
we remember Anand Prabhu, DC, then coming Anand Sarup and Savitri.
Anand Swarup and
Thank you
Savitri.
so much. Haribo. All right.
Haribo. This is amazing, actually. Very absorbing.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So we finished that previous chapter. We're now in part 2. Or did
No,
we-
we did the Go Russia and Beyond.
Yeah, we are on page number 187, Prabhu.
That's correct. I bookmarked it. To Russia and Beyond,
Russia
sorry.
and beyond. Yes, we're starting there.
Yes.
Can I start, Prabhu?
Yes. Yeah, Leela Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
What is the page number, Prabhu? We are reading.
187.
157.
To Russia and beyond. Page number 187.
Okay. To Russia and beyond, Gopal Krishna Maharaj work is not limited to India. As but one example, in 1976, Srila Prabhupada appointed him GBC for Russia. Prabhupada had visited Moscow in 1971 and established a presence there, and though at first few would take his mission seriously, it eventually sprouted into a full-blown Russian renaissance of Krishna consciousness. The first devotee of that mission suffered many hardship, and their name should be known. Ananta Santri Dasa, Vrindavan Dasa, Valmiki Muni Dasa, and Maheshwara Dasa, among others. Due to these brave souls, Sri Chaitanya teaching took root in Russian soil. Soon after being made GBC in the Soviet Union, Gopal Krishna Maharaj made it his business to visit, arriving in what might well be the most difficult and repressive time of Soviet history. Risking his own well-being, he preached and distributed Prabhupada books with great enthusiasm under deplorable conditions, attracting people to Krishna consciousness before long with other devotees. He established numerous centers on Prabhupada's behalf. At least initially, people would often practice in secret, particularly because of the rampant anti-religious persecutions. Unfortunately, atheist propaganda was a prominent part of the Soviet Union repertoires, especially back in the mid-1970s. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srinivas Pandrika Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Dhanavad pranams to everyone. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. In 1977 and 1979, the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust received invitations to the prestigious Moscow International Book Fair. Acquainting Moscovites with Prabhupada's books for the first time, the New York Times, July 31, 1980, noted the significance. The exhibit drew curious Russians, the book spread, and Hare Krishna was on its way in Russia. But by 1980, under Brezhnev's rule, several devotees were actually thrown into prison, initiating a tense and often traumatic relationship between ISKCON and the Soviet Union. By the mid-1980s, Yuri Andropov was in power and he intensified the campaign already underway against the Hare Krishna movement. He saw devotees as representing all things religious and was determined to drive them out of Russia. Because of the early devotees' contagious enthusiasm and the staggering results of the book fair, Semyon Sigan, the deputy chief of the KGB under Andropov, said that the three main threats to the Soviet Union were pop music, Western culture, and Hare Krishna. Such pronouncements and the sentiments that fueled them led to intense persecution of the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Gaur Gadadhar Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. After some time, however, the law on freedom of conscience and religious associations, the 1997 law, made the practice of Krishna conscious spirituality a little easier, for it declared that all religions were equal before the law and at least officially prohibited government interference. Consequently, temples began to show their face. The Sri Jagannath Temple in Moscow, for example, became one of the most famous in the country, though there were many others. Soon, the colorful culture of Krishna consciousness even became popular among the masses, with programs such as Rath Yatra, chanting festivals, and others, celebrated unabashedly with many attending. Book distribution, weekly Harinam Sankirtan, and Prasadam distribution programs raged throughout the country, with numerous individuals practicing and adhering to the other principles of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Gopal Krishna Maharaj remains at the forefront of all of these endeavors. Along with spiritual leaders and co-GBC men, Bhakti Vigyan Goswami and Niranjan Swami, the Commonwealth of Independent States, CIS, is now as vibrant with Krishna consciousness as America was in the 1960s. Should I continue?
Prabhu, you muted. Go ahead. We'll mention next person.
Okay. Should I keep reading, Prabhu?
I think Mataji is next person. Prabhu, you're muted.
Okay.
Prabhu, you're muted, so we don't know the next person's name.
Oh, sorry. Yogeshwar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
A recent development for ISKCON in Russia involves religious liberty and freedom of expression. With Gopal Krishna Maharaj at the front and center, some years back, Prabhupada's Gita had come into question by certain political figures in the country. This was a throwback to the times of severe persecution. A trial commenced in 2011 attempting to ban the Russian edition on charges of religious extremism. Naturally, the devotees would not tolerate this accusation and fought in the courts for justice. They were now over 100,000 strong. So much had the movement grown in the CIS. with some 100 centers and homes dedicated to Krishna consciousness. They were especially concerned because a trial that questions their main scripture, if upheld by the court, could jeopardize the future of their entire movement, at least in terms of its practice in Russia. Over 15,000 Hindus in the region were equally concerned and came to the devotees' aid. On November 1st, before the trial, Gopal Krishna Maharaj appealed to the Indian government, asking them to intervene and correct this sham of justice. A month later, nearly 100 ISKCON followers rallied in front of the Russian consulate in Kolkata and in New Delhi and Chandigarh as well, demanding that the government in Russia cease and desist from the persecution of their holy scripture. Gopal Krishna Maharaj's official statement reverberated worldwide. I hope the Indian government will be able to pressure the Russian government and that the matter gets solved legally. The Gita is a book of peace and there is nothing extreme in it. Holy scriptures should not be taken to court. By December 2011, the judge dismissed the court case, a decision praised by the communities both in India and Russia. Krishna consciousness is now practiced freely in the CIS. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Yeah, Pavitra Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. But Russia is only one such project outside of India. Gopal Krishna Maharaj travels extensively. Other similar endeavors include those in Africa. Maharaj recently labored vigorously to upgrade the facilities in Nairobi, where Sri Sri Radha Baki Bihari Temple is now fully established. Projects are also underway in Burundi, Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, and Uganda, where Gopal Krishna Maharaj has GPC duties. Under Maharaj's direction, African ISKCON programs place a high premium on university preaching and books distribution, among other things, such as temple worship with signs of significant growth from month to month. Parts of Pakistan are under his watch too. For instance, the big cities see annual Ratha Yatra festival with along with a midday meal program for downtrodden. Here, ISKCON feeds literally thousands of underprivileged children with sacred food offered to Krishna. These are just a few of the devotional enterprises spearheaded by Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Next section, health issues. It should be noted that all of the above and a good deal more, especially in recent years, when his work has reached a profound crescendo, is taking place in midst of failing health. For many, age becomes debilitating. For Gopal Krishna Maharaj, it incites him towards greater service. Still, all bodies succumb to the vicissitudes of time, and even highly advanced spiritual masters are no exception. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Palika Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thanks, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru. In 1995, he began to feel chest pain while in Mumbai. Still, he continued his various lecturing duties and seeing to the management of his temples without much concern. Since he was going to Delhi, however, he booked an appointment with the head of the cardiology department at the All India Institute of Medical Science, Dr. S.C. Manchanda. But after arriving and receiving a battery of tests, he was assured that his condition was minor and that there was nothing to worry about. Thereafter, Maharaj left for his yearly tour of America, and while there encountered more chest pains, leading to a small surgical procedure, angioplasty. He had hoped the issue was now behind him, but upon returning to India, he faced further complications, leading him to visit Dr. Ashok Seth of Escorts Hospital in Delhi. Dr. Seth told him that his angioplasty procedure would have to be redone, and for this purpose, he was admitted to the hospital. Do I read one more paragraph, Prabhuji, or done?
Yes, one more. Yeah.
Thank you. Krishna Priya Prabhu, a qualified doctor who was initiated by Gopal Krishna Maharaj in 1985, had earlier, in 1982, completed his MBBS from Maulana Azad Medical College, and a year later started his own practice. He remembers Maharaj's heart ordeal. Then Mataji can continue if you want.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Vikram Prakashan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Dandava Pranam. Oh, glory to Prabhupada, oh, glory to Guru Maharaj. Yes, so second surgical procedure was also unsuccessful. Within a couple of months, the stent was again blocked. When Maharaj went to Dr. Ashok Seth, he was advised to undergo bypass surgery because the angioplasty procedure had been unsuccessful twice. And also because surgeons like to advise surgery. At that time, Guru Maharaj went to Dr. Naresh Trehan, who wanted to see the latest angiography report. When the angiography procedure was done again, Guru Maharaj himself told Dr. Seth, "Why don't you try the angioplasty procedure once more? A third time. I will take the risk. It will be better than bypass surgery." Dr. Seth agreed to this, and amazingly, the third stent procedure was successful. It was really a miracle. Doctors had suggested that there was no option but to do a bypass surgery. That was in the 1990s. Around 2003, Guru Maharaj again faced chest pain, and 2 or 3 additional stents had to be put in place. This procedure was performed at Max Hospital, Saket. Can you scroll down, Prabhu?
Yeah, finish it.
Yeah, in Delhi. Then again in 2009, a small stent procedure had to be done. This was a strain on his body. Guru Maharaj reduced weight by 10-15 kilograms after the procedure and became very strict and determined in his diet, hoping that this might help. And this determination indeed helped him, and this helped him to fight a number of health problems. He is traveling so much days and night, and there is no difference in his activities from when he was younger and healthier. He is totally dedicated to his service. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Radhika Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Also, you know, he takes all his medicines on time, does all his activities on time, does his exercise and goes for a walk every day. All of this helps. He is in stable condition. Guru Maharaj sleeps minimally, and that's why he's able to manage everything despite health issues. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible. He sleeps not more than 4 to 5 hours every night. And I think in those hours, also he keeps planning his service, how to pursue it in his waking hours. He does not waste a moment. This indeed is the method taught by Prabhupada's own example, and Gopal Krishna Maharaj learned it well. Prabhupada's regimen was rigorous, and he accomplished quite a bit in his life as a result of it. In his old age, Prabhupada too had to deal with health issues, including 2 heart attacks on the boat when he initially came to America, and a stroke soon thereafter. But he was undaunted, giving his life to his Guru's service and mission. Gopal Krishna Maharaj scrupulously follows that example, moving like a tornado from country to country, working hard to see Prabhupada's vision realized, from Delhi to Africa, from Russia to America, He carries on the mission of his predecessors, spreading love of Krishna everywhere he goes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Geeta Mataji.
Conclusion, book distribution. In addition to his Herculean efforts in terms of opening temples and serving Prabhupada's worldwide preaching mission, Gopal Krishna Goswami is fully dedicated to book distribution. For many decades now, he has personally overseen the translation, printing, publishing, and distribution of Srila Prabhupada's books worldwide, especially in India, without any sign of slowing down. Indeed, book distribution in his many areas of jurisdiction has only increased, especially in recent years. The Bhagavad Gita alone is now published in 70 languages throughout the world, and it is being translated into new languages regularly. These books are today distributed in countries that would not have been imaginable in times gone by. Places like China, Iran, Indonesia, Pakistan, and other Muslim nations. Gopal Krishna Maharaj is one of the luminous catalysts who supports and spearheads this endeavor with a personal, hands-on attitude. When he's not personally distributing books in his travels, he's inspiring others to do so. The devotees in Gopal Krishna Maharaj's special area of interest, Delhi, are leading the ISKCON world in book distribution, and they have been doing this since 2005. That is not mere happenstance. It is because book distribution is among Maharaj's main focuses. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I don't see any other hands raised. Anybody else would like to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Shall I read it, Prabhuji?
Yes, go ahead, Mataji.
Okay. He explains to all devotees in his zone that Srila Prabhupada worked hard to write the Bhagavad Gita as it is, Srimad Bhagavatam and his other books, and he did this despite old age and numerous health challenges, and while managing a worldwide movement. Maharaj requests devotees to reciprocate, to make an extra effort to distribute books with the same intensity and passion that Prabhupada brought to bear in writing them. Of course, they could never match Srila Prabhupada's enthusiasm to spread Krishna consciousness, but Gopal Krishna Maharaj's encouragement goes a long way in making his disciples understand their debt and to instill in them love for Prabhupada and the distribution of his books. It is one of the Gopal Krishna Maharaj's main teachings. In fact, book distribution is a form of kirtan, the spreading of the holy name, for while public chanting, glorious though it is, can only be heard in proximity to the people chanting. Books can be heard around the world. As Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Prabhupada's guru used to say, while in Mridanga, the drum used in kirtan can be heard for a few city blocks. Books are like a Brahad Mridanga or a big Mridanga, for they can be heard everywhere. It is thus among the most important activities of Krishna consciousness movement, says Gopal Krishna Maharaj, for it liberates and purifies both the giver and the receiver. Moreover, it's a gift that continues to give, a gem of transcendental wisdom, one that can be read again and again, stored in one's home or in a library, creating sacred space by its mere presence, or used in college courses as Prabhupada's books often are. Make no mistake, although it comes in the form of pages and ink, it is not just a book. It carries the potency of both Krishna and his pure devotee, and has the ability to implant them in one's heart. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
That concludes the chapter. I know we have few other devotees who raised their hands. Maybe we can start with them next time, Prabhu. Since we are 10:40, maybe we can do realizations. Gopal, Prabhu.
Yes. Can we just finish this or we done, right?
Yeah, we are done with this.
Okay, all right, that's good. Yep, we're
The
done.
next time we start part 2. perfect power of a perfect saint. So actually today is a very special day because we completed part 1 and part 2 is very nectarian. It's like, it's basically 2 books in one. Now we go over Guru Maharaj's whole life story again, but through the words of a different author. Yes, we finished this. So if there's any realizations, any comments, anyone would like to share, we can start. Yes, we, on this, what we just read, or anything in this entire part.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisance to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. Prabhu, I was intrigued by the comment about the installation of stent in the 1990s. I'm assuming that is referring to the incident that happened in Washington, because I think it was 1994 when that happened. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason I remember that is that 4 other devotees and myself had driven to Washington from Toronto to see Maharaj. And we went to the hospital where this procedure was going to happen. So we got there the night before, and Maharaj, welcomed us and, was very happy to see us. And then he said, make sure they have a place to stay. And he did not rest until somebody told him where we were going to stay, that all the arrangements had been made and everything else. Anyway, so we went back. Next morning after the operation, we came. And as soon as he got up, he asked, where are the devotees from Toronto? Did they get their breakfast? I mean, all that he was interested in was that we were comfortable, and he wasn't at all concerned about all the things that had happened, all the problems he had had in the past with the stent installation and, success or not success of the operation itself. All he wanted to make sure that we, the devotees from Toronto, were comfortable. That just shows the amazing compassion and the merciful nature of Guru Maharaj. And like time and time again, we experience that that side of Guru Maharaj, where he shows so much compassion, so much concern, and so much care for his disciples. And a little bit of effort on our part is appreciated 100 times over by Guru Maharaj. What a lesson for us. Just wanted to share that with you. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu, for that very amazing memory and realization. I think a few devotees remember that time period and how it was such a intimate time with Guru Maharaj. My father remembers going there at that time. He went and in DC when that operation, it was the first one I think that we knew about, or first one I think that happened. So it was like a big deal. It was the first, heart operation, and the same thing. He remembers how cordial Maharaj was to anyone who visited him, and so caring. Even in the hospital, not thinking about himself, only thinking about the devotees who were around him. Yes.
I can add something on that. I think it was 94, 95. That's my recollection. I'm getting now a lot of mixing and forgetting things also. But I remember he came from Moscow, and on the way in the plane, he had some mid-back pain between shoulder blade. And he came and he talked to me. He says, well, I have some pain in my back. Can I see any doctor? So we took to the cardiologist office, and that cardiologist ran the stress test, put on treadmill. And after 2 minutes, he saw something unusual things on the monitor. So he stopped. He says, well, we can stop now. And Guru Maharaj says, no, I can go on. And he says, no, you have to stop it. We can stop. Anyway, finally, then Guru Maharaj says, can I see somebody else? So next day we got another cardiologist opinion also. Finally, he got information from India. This Dr. Fayaz is a Muslim doctor, and he's working in Adventist hospital. And he says, can you make an appointment, find out this Dr. Fayaz. So we called a couple of people, and then we found out Dr. Fayaz. I think next day or so, we went to the Dr. Fayaz office, and he says that he needed angioplasty. And I think at 8 o'clock in the morning, we went to the Adventist hospital. Actually, at that time, me and Guru Maharaj only 2 persons. And I remember that. So anyway, underwent what you call angioplasty first, angioplasty together. Guru Maharaj said that time, I remember that, can you stay inside? And I said, I request. And Guru Maharaj had Lord Narsingdev's pictures, and he kept it on the table, and then underwent angiogram. Of course, angiogram done, it was blocked, and angioplasty was done. And overnight, he stayed in the hospital. I think Krishnanand Prabhu was there overnight with him. And he has his own realization what was to happen. Next day, there is another doctor, I think Dr. Vanmali Prabhu, is Dr. Vibhakar Modi. And he has connection with the hospital also. So actually, he made arrangement to stay in the hospital. And Guru Maharaj stayed overnight in the temple, on the hospital. And the next day he came to home, and he stayed for 3 days or so. This angioplasty was performed, and at that time I remember Rupanuga Prabhu and other 3-4 devotees came from Toronto, and Mahamantra Prabhu also came from Delhi. And I think, as you mentioned, your father was there. But so this was the 3-4 days kind of time, and then Guru Maharaj went back to the India, and then other procedures started blocked, and second angioplasty was done. So that was the first time, was 94, 95 years. But yes, as Rupanu Babu mentioned about that, he was, since then and since today also, the same Guru Maharaj, has nothing changed. He always take care of his devotees. He always asks about, when you ask about his health, he asks about your health. He asks about your family. This is his nature, and this is nothing changed since 1995. It's always like that. I remember he was staying that next day night in home. So many phone calls come from India and everywhere. And Guru Maharaj was, I remember saying that, I love Krishna Balaram, please pray for me. He talked to some devotee in Vrindavan. And so he has strong faith in Krishna Balaram also. So these are some memories that I had from 95.
Thank you. Amazing.
Because, sorry, Gopal Hari Prabhu.
Please go ahead.
Because I know after the procedure, every morning, Krishna Prabhu had some realization. I would really want him to speak. Yeah, because he told me about it, but it would be better if he was online and spoke. Is he there, Advaita Prabhu, with you?
I'm not sure.
Very well.
Who is there?
Yeah, Prabhu, can you please, go over it, because you shared some really good insight into after the procedure next day. So please.
So that was 95, April 17. Actually, there was Sunday, April 16 was the initiation. I got initiated on that Sunday, and Monday morning, Guru Maharaj was taken to the Washington Adventist Hospital. My brother was there, and then he told me that, can you stay tonight with Guru Maharaj? So I said, okay. I was not much realize about the importance of Guru and everything, because I was just initiated day before. And my brother, when asked me to stay, I said, okay, I'll stay. So I stayed with Guru Maharaj that night, just me, myself, and Guru Maharaj, only 2. Guru Maharaj was sleep peacefully that night. When he woke up early in the morning, unfortunately, we were not prepared. We were not used to it, how to take care of Guru Maharaj. And there was not too many disciples at that time, 95, in Washington, D.C. So Guru Maharaj woke up in the morning and said, Krishnanand, I'm hungry. I want to eat something. And unfortunately, we did not have any prasadam with us, because I was just asked and I stayed with him. So I said, Guru Maharaj, let me go and find out some, from vending machine, some peanuts or something. Then I went downstairs, got some peanuts, and Guru Maharaj ate the peanuts. And he said, he said, offer it. So I offer. Then I ate Guru Maharaj ate the peanuts. And then Guru Maharaj obviously could not take shower or anything that morning. Then he said, there was next to Guru Maharaj's bed, there was a picture of Srila Prabhupada and the Lord Nrsimhadev. So he told me, can you bring these pictures to me? So I took the pictures of Srila Prabhupada and gave it to him. He put his Srila Prabhupada picture on his stomach, and he started praying Sansar Dhavanal. So he sang the Sansar Dhavanal, and then Lord Nrsimhadev, and then Tulsi prayer. And then slowly after that, then Vanmali Prabhu came to see him. He was talking to Dr. Vanmali Prabhu, and then I think other visitors came. But that entire the night that I stay and on the morning, it's just like happened to me. It's like yesterday. I remember everything, and it's a nice experience. And then yes, I remember that somebody told me that a lot of devotees are coming from Toronto and from India. So I remember Mahamantra Prabhu, and then a lot of devotees came from Toronto. And Guru Maharaj, yes, he was trying to make sure that every devotee is being taken care of nicely. And he asked a few devotees from Washington DC that, make sure, can you accommodate all the devotees, make sure they have a prasadam and place to stay. So that is my little experience on my second day of my initiation in 1995, was April 17, 1995, on Monday. Haribol.
Thank you for sharing that amazing, very wonderful memory. Guru Maharaj is actually so pakka in his chanting of Sansara Dhava prayers. Wherever he is, he'll in the hospital bed, he'll lie down and chant his prayers. Like he never misses his morning program. Either he's standing or sitting or lying down. And so amazing what you shared. Thank you, Prabhu.
It's amazing that he's sick, he's laying in the bed and putting the picture on his belly and stomach, and then he's praying.
Yes,
It's amazing, amazing.
Yes. Keeping the Lord Nrsimhadev on his heart and chanting. Just one small memory in relation to this. We were reading about Russia, and this is not in terms of his health, but one time he was in Russia and he was traveling, and so Guru Maharaj had gone to Russia. He was there, I think in Moscow or someplace, and this was a time in Russia when things were very like Krishna consciousness was just spreading like fire there. I mean, it had just broken communism. There's temples everywhere, thousands of devotees. And so along with that, the environment became very politically charged, because there were certain people who wanted to be the sole leaders in the Russian yatra, and they saw others to be an obstacle. So this was the time before Harikesh Maharaj fell down. So this was prior to his fall down, and a few bad things that had happened where he had locked up Govinda Maharaj in a room when he came, because in Russia, because he didn't want people to take initiation from him, didn't want him to follow. So then when Guru Maharaj came, then a similar thing was starting to happen, and they were starting to attack him, and they thought, Maharaj thought that they could do something similar. So he was going to attend this meeting, and it was a very intense meeting, and I still remember Guru Maharaj was breathing very heavily before going, and he was like very anxious. What's going to happen? And so he before going to the meeting, he turned around and he asked, "Where's my picture of Lord Nrsimhadev?" And I gave him his picture of Lord Nrsimhadev, and he put it in his pocket. And he put the Lord Nrsingadev's picture in his pocket, and then he went for the meeting. And of course, Guru Maharaj is, no one can surpass him in fixing things, and no one can win over him. So the meeting went well, and things got settled, and they couldn't do anything to Maharaj. But Guru Maharaj, he was taking Lord Nrsingadev in his pocket, and he was going there. And that was like, he has Nrsingadev on his heart, in his pocket. Like, it really, for him, Lord Nrsingadev is a person. He's like next to him, like in the meeting, he was there with him in his pocket. So, yeah. Raghupati Prabhu had a comment.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. My wishes is to all of you. All goes to Guru Maharaj, all goes to Srila Prabhupada. I just want to bring back the time of Guru Maharaj coming from America during 94-95 operation that happened in India. So I was in Vrindavan that time. We were all told to do Kirtan, which we did. And then we heard that Guru Maharaj had been hospitalized in Delhi. Now, devotees were very, very anxious, almost they were dying of anxiety. So many, hundreds of devotees just went. They just went to Delhi. And the operation went successful, but then there was a big, long queue of devotees just waiting to see him. I also went along with all the devotees because it was such an anxious period that people were kind of going mad. They just wanted a glimpse of Guru Maharaj. So it was the first time when I saw Guru Maharaj in the hospital in his patient dress and not in sannyasi dress. But when the devotees came to see him, he made them feel like nothing has happened. Everything is fine. And it was like hundreds of devotees going there asking the same question, and Guru Maharaj is meeting with them like he makes usually. He asked me, how did you come? How many devotees from Vrindavan have come? And I told him, we came back. Guru Maharaj recovered. Now he came to Vrindavan just to spend some time to recover. And at that time, he did not stay in his usual room in the guest house. So he stayed nearby, very near to the temple. And he was told not to exert his body, which meant that he needed enough rest. So this was first time I saw Guru Maharaj. He was kind of forced to get up at 6 o'clock or not at 3:30 or 3 o'clock as he usually does. So he would come, he would still get up at 6 o'clock and then come to the temple for darshanarti. And when he would offer obeisances to deities, Gaunitai, particularly Sri Krishna Balram, Sri Radha Shyam Sundar, Guru Maharaj would be feeling so bad that he did not come for Mangalarti. He would literally feel so bad, and it would be very evident from his face that he was feeling very guilty for not being in Mangalarti. And he only came for darshan and not for Mangalarti. So that went on for some time. It did give him time to recover. And after that, Guru Maharaj resumed his duties as normal. There was a lot of pressure from the GBC because it was a peak time when Delhi temple was also being built, 95. It was in full swing. There were pressure for money. And there were huge commitments. And the GBC were putting pressure on Guru Maharaj to take it easy and maybe relinquish some of his responsibilities as a GBC. And Guru Maharaj simply took it, whatever people were saying, and he had carried on. So he took precautions, he did whatever was required, took some time off in Vrindavan, and then resumed some duties. Yeah, that was the time I saw Guru Maharaj lost a lot of weight. And you might have seen some pictures of him sitting under a tree, or some of his pictures from 95. he became very, very thin. But his commitment remained the same. As soon as he recovered, then he just went full swing. So I thought I'll just share something. Hare Krishna.
That's true, Prabhu. That some of those pictures, he's so thin, and thank you for giving that history of how that time came, and how he's in one picture, he's sitting right next to Radha Kund, and he's like looking so thin, and that's probably from that time.
So in the book, Prabhuji, in the book says that Guru Maharaj changed his diet in 2003 or something, but I think that was earlier than that. That's my understanding. He was, I think, after the angioplasty 1 or 2 or maybe 3rd, I'm not sure. He really changed his diet completely, no drop of oil and no. And he continued throughout, and that really helped him a lot compared to. And this is like an example for anybody, devotees and even common people, that how someone can fight. Is of course Krishna is protecting, but he has done his job, his duty. He has given up everything as far as the food is concerned, or prasad is concerned. His prasadam, Mahaprasad, is sometimes difficult for devotees to accept it because there's no taste. And there's no salt, there's no spices, there's no sweetness, there's no butter, oil, no fried. And he has done and maintained for almost 30 to 40 years. Amazing determinations, amazing kind of what you call dedications. And he loved Guru Maharaj so much, and his Prabhupada, that he always has Prabhupada with him all the time.
That's true, Prabhu. Yeah. In Vrindavan, Chaitanya Mata used to cook for him after the angioplasty.
Right.
And the prasadam was just so simple that whatever was left, and then we would honor it, and there was no taste because, like you were saying, there was no oil, but nothing, no spice and nothing. It was simply boiled sabji with dry chapatis and just some fruits here and there. So it was just so simple. Whatever was left, we used to distribute and sometimes just honor it. So we used to wonder, how could Guru Maharaj eat this and do what he's doing? Unbelievable. It's amazing.
And Guru Maharaj has good taste before. He loves to eat sweets. It's not something that he didn't like it. He liked it, he enjoyed. But now he changed because he wanted to live for Krishna. He wanted to live for spreading the movement. That's his main goal. Amazing.
In that in the celebration videos that were going on, like in the celebration, I think to this point, there was also mentioned like Maharaj only had like chapati and kaddu ki sabzi until the temple was built. So that was like, there was a photo of him, and he looked very lean in those 90s, that time frame. And I think, from the reading today and from what we did last week, like the base programs and the book distribution, everything, you could actually see. I have not seen the whole video, but I saw at least part of day 1 and day 2. But like you can see, like the Ravana Focus Youth Festival. So again, going back to the base and all the development of the youth that's happening in ISKCON Delhi, and even there was a Ram Leela drama that was performed by the school children. So you could see, like, the young generation that have been cultivated in Delhi, they are really coming up. So it's really, really, great to see that, the future looks so bright under Guru Maharaj's leadership and direction that he has set, like the foundation.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, this extraordinary energy the Guru Maharaj had, and enthusiasm he had, despite these health issues and all this. So it is simply not possible to carry on this with this material body. I think his body is basically is not at the body level at all. It's a totally transcendental body. He's got it here. And maybe to us it looks like that he's got the health issues and all, but internally I don't think he feels anything like that. He doesn't feel that. He feels very, very very sort of enthusiastic all the time here with everybody in any project, any project you name it here. he is in the forefront of everything, right from morning till, 4 o'clock aarti till the 10 o'clock, yeah, he's there. And whoever when the devotees come to meet him, have darshan and other things, yeah. If he has not eaten until 5 o'clock, if not shown his face at all, you know, have you taken your prasad? Whoever comes, have you eaten your prasad? And the first thing he asks is, how is the chanting going on? Main stress of Guru Maharaj is on the chanting. Chanting must be perfect. It must be done attentively, very attentively. He said, you may, as far as the priorities are concerned, he said, you may not do other things, but chanting you must do and move attentively. That is the most important, vital thing which he asks anybody. As my personal experience, when I say, he said, how is the chanting going on? Yeah. First thing he asks is, have you had your prasad? Where are you staying? Have you got a place in there? So do you want, shall I get a place for you in the get a room for you in the temple here? I go during Kartik here. And now I had a flat. Before I didn't have. And he used to say, okay, you immediately go to the devotees, okay, see if one room is available. So I was surprised, basically, very surprised, you know. When there's so much of a shortage of everything, the huge crowds and all that, and Maharaj is so concerned about, you know, and he makes sure that you are comfortable at every step, that you do your chanting, you have a place to live in there, and you're looked after there, you know. So it is something which basically is most humble, yeah. Despite that, it's transcendental. It's totally his body, his everything is more transcendental. There's nothing material in there, basically. Material is not possible. If you look from medical point of view, it's not possible. No, it is some supernatural, transcendental power which is driving him, and that power driving the followers as well, and to us also. We are lucky that way, that the particle of that transcendental goes in us as well. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Mataji. Some very nice points that you made. One thing was that you mentioned how Guru Maharaj's body is transcendental. And one thing I think we all must have noticed, that when you take pictures of Guru Maharaj, it's like when you take pictures of yourself or someone else, you have 20 pictures, 19 of them will be bad. Like maybe you'll get one nice picture out of it. When you take pictures of Guru Maharaj, like every picture, it's like he looks so beautiful. And this is like actually a fact. Like Maharaj, he will go for like a TV show or something like this, and he won't let even like 1 minute extra to like fix his sweater or whatnot. Like he will just he will just literally wear something in 2 minutes, and he'll look so sublime. Like he'll just look so beautiful. Like someone just came out of, you know, sitting 3 hours in a beauty parlor. Like you know, all of his every you know part of his face is shining, and it has to be, he has this glow coming out of his body. I still remember one time he had just woken up, and you're just like, so like, you know how you wake up if you haven't slept at all, like out of, you know, deep sleep, you wake up and his clothes are wrinkled a little bit. He was on the bed, and he knew some guests were outside, and he gets up, he sits on his chair, and I thought Guru Maharaj, you know, he'll comb or something like this. He says, bring them in. These like important guests, and then brought them in, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, you know, we didn't fix Maharaj's sweater, and he was looking so beautiful, and they were just like shocked, just meeting Maharaj, like who is this? And just this last time, when he came, one thing was one time we were serving him in US, and as you all know, in the US, the servants are don't do justice. You know, we don't serve Guru Maharaj. We're not able to properly. And so one time, you know, something. One servant was trying to put his, you know, his kurta on something and wasn't doing it right. And so Guru Maharaj, he got annoyed, and he says, I don't need anyone's help. I can do everything myself. I can do the whole thing myself. And you won't believe it. In then next few minutes, he did the whole thing himself. He He put on all of his clothes. He put this perfect tilak on. And then after that, we could actually understand that it is a fact that Guru Maharaj doesn't need anyone's help. He just, and Prabhupada writes this in one place, that the spiritual master will become sick sometimes to increase the affection of his disciples for him, to allow them to serve him. That's the only reason he's doing this, is so that we can have the opportunity to serve him, but actually he doesn't need anyone. And there's another quote from Srila Prabhupada where he says that the pure devotee takes care of himself and Krishna takes care of him. No one else, he takes care of himself as Krishna is directly taking care of him. And Maharaj says, I don't need anyone's help. He says, I can do everything myself. He was like, you're thinking I need your help? I don't need your help. I can do this myself. And he did it. Like in 1 minute, he did it. What we were thinking that we needed to do for him, he did it. So his body is definitely spiritual. It's completely transcendental. Thank you for sharing that, Mataji.
His complete dependence on Krishna in all circumstances. So basically, so this is a strength which keep him going.
Yes. And then one also quick short comment on what Raghupati Prabhu had said about the morning program. Maharaj skipped the Mangalarti, but then came for Guru Puja. Another remembrance I have is that when I was in India, especially as servants, like Maharaj is sleeping at midnight, 1 o'clock, then the servants could not wake up every day at 4 o'clock. Like it was impossible. And this was a time when Guru Maharaj was in good health, relative, it was very good. And he was like, his schedule was, not of this world. So he knew that we couldn't get up. Like he knew that we couldn't get up every day for Mangalarti. It was physically impossible. So Balaram Prabhu, he was one of the first, he was a Russian servant. For a long time he served Maharaj. He could not wake up in Mangalarti. But then Guru Maharaj the rule was that if you missed Mangalarti, you had to be there for Guru Puja. Then he knew that we could not keep up with him. So, okay, you miss Mangalarti, that's okay. But then you have to be there for Guru Puja. And we all knew that if we missed Guru Puja also, then it was like universal destruction. It was like, there would be no end to the chastisement. Like we could not then show our face to Guru Maharaj. Like it was so, how could you miss Guru Puja? Like that is like, so just Raghupati Prabhu was mentioning that Maharaj didn't come, but then he came for that Shringarati Guru Puja. And many times that's what he's doing these days in Delhi. He will come for the second part. But Guru Maharaj showed through that what is most important. Like this is most important in our life, and put this first. And he wouldn't accept any service. He wouldn't want to see us. If accidentally someone missed Guru Puja, it was like you couldn't have done a bigger mistake in the day. So Srila Prabhupada's Guru Puja means so much to Guru Maharaj. Either it has to be Mangalarti. If someone came for Mangalarti, didn't come for Guru Puja, that was also okay with them. But they had to be there for at least one of them. Yes. Mahasundari Mataji, Radha Mataji.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prabhuji and Mataji. It's been so wonderful, actually, not just learning about Guru Maharaj, but also learning so much from all of your realizations. I think Mataji said what was in my mind, actually. I was just thinking the same thing, and this was a reflection this morning too I had, and we incidentally read a similar context, actually. So I was just thinking 30 years of post-stenting, and Guru Maharaj does all this. How is this medically practical, and with all the details that were given in the passage we read? I was just thinking the same thing, actually. Mataji worded, this is so unconventional, I was feeling. And this morning, I had a similar feeling about His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, because he was streamed from Delhi Temple this morning for Bhagavatam class, and his class was telecasted. So I was just thinking, how is it's so unconventional to see Maharaj actually speaking so clearly after all the medical insults to the body. So the same thing I had in my mind, but as Mataji said, actually, then I felt this is not happening in the physical plane. It's a different dimension that probably medical world won't understand. That was one thing. And second thing, I felt very grateful actually to Advaita Acharya Prabhu, and I mean, thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing those realizations, and picking up what he picked up actually to Guru Maharaj. Prabhuji said that he had pain in between the shoulder blades following a flight. So it's not an obvious deduction to have a cardiac problem, but Prabhuji pursued all the cardiological workup and to find that. And in my heart, I was thinking, I felt so grateful actually. Because of that, so many of us got opportunity to be Guru Maharaj's disciples and to be a part of this family. And I felt very grateful actually for something that is really not an obvious deduction. And I felt, it probably was divine empowerment and Prabhuji's clinical acumen and everything played together. So these were the two things that I had to say. Thank you so much.
Actually, most of you may not know, Mahasundari Radha Mataji is a doctor herself. She's a rheumatologist. And so her saying this really means a lot. She knows.
And she also helps with part of Guru Maharaj's medical team. So we should all thank her.
Thank you, Mataji.
Very grateful for the opportunity, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
I think 11:15 Gopal Hari Prabhu, is it?
See, when the Guru Maharaj glorification comes, I think nobody wants to leave probably.
Yes,
actually, senior devotees and those who served Guru Maharaj very closely, got chance to serve, I think they should start writing those kind of memories. Otherwise, as time goes on, we forget a lot of things. And I think for the new devotees and also future devotees, they can get a lot of political benefits by just listening or reading those kind of information. It's like Bhagavatam is the same thing. We learn the stories of pure devotees, right? And we get inspirations. The same thing. Guru Maharaj is the same way.
So, Prabhu, there was an initiative by Nrsimha Chaitanya Prabhu, one of our God brothers.
I know.
To collect the. Sorry?
I know that he's starting, but I think we are somehow not actively doing it.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it didn't finish for whatever reason. Some of them made it in the book about Guru Maharaj. Some of the memories were there, but no one coordinated effort, one book. I think that's what we really should have, is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It would be really nice. Somebody can show the initiative to start that. That would be really nice.
I think Gopal Hari Prabhu, this is your another task. You are the persons can do it. You can keep the people together and inspire, and people will come up. Otherwise, it will be hidden there, and disappears because we are disappearing fast.
By your blessings, Prabhu. And one thing, these sessions, that's why are so nice, because when we talk about it, then the memories come.
Yes.
And it's really nice that we're recording them, because otherwise, like if someone asks, tell your memories of Guru Maharaj, you remember one or two things that come to mind, but so many things like I actually didn't remember. But then we were talking about Russia today, and so that memory came when Guru Maharaj did that. Like they're small incidences that get tucked away, not in the conscious memory, but they're there when we talk. So actually, this is really helping, I think. And now we can write them down to write. Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
Maybe we can invite those on the call today to write it down and maybe send it to one central source. At least you can collect them, and then we worry about making a book and all that later on.
Right, collection is important. See what happens when you start writing or remembering. It does not come quickly. When discussion starts, then automatically it can come out. So
Yes.
like this kind of group is there. Of course, you can record all these things, and people can share their experience or feelings or whatever that they learn from Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj criticized a lot of times to the devotees too, right? So all criticism were very, very important to really cherish it.
Yeah.
I mean, we have some Guru Maharaj other side also, right? He sometimes get angry at you, and you can really cherish that anger, you know. So those kind of things that as the time goes on, we forget it.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
I think this kind of recording is very, very important, and then people can learn a lot of things from that. I think we are very fortunate that we have his association and his blessing.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, just like disciples of Prabhupada made Prabhupada memories, we should make something for Guru Maharaj's memories. And yeah, it's long overdue. We really should do it. Yes. Okay, let's end here. Thank you so much, and we will continue reading next week. We had every week it seems it gets more and more nectarian. And next time also, like, some people are very quiet on the call and they have memories of Guru Maharaj. So please speak up, even if it's not related with a specific reading. You can share a memory of Guru Maharaj. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Haribol.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all this.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Happy Ekadashi to everybody.
Same to you, Prabhuji. Haribol.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Happy Ekadashi.